See, as you know, in Ayurveda, our acharyas have given more importance to dravya. So, as Acharya Charaka has quoted, Yoga dapi visham tikshnam uttamam beshajam bhave, beshajam chapi duryuktam tikshnam sampadyate visham. So, as you know, already we have studied this shloka. So, the halala visha, which is administered in a proper way, in a proper samskar, in proper doses, which acts as a good quality or the best quality of medicine. Vice versa, the Beshajam Chapi Duryuktam, the same medicine, the same or the good quality or the best quality of medicine, which is administered in improper dosage form or in an improper timing or in improper conditions, definitely it is going to act as a vish. Okay, it will give rise to severe adverse effects on the body. So, Aushadha, it has a great important role in the chikitsa. So, as you know, Acharya Vagbhata in Ashtanga Hridaya has given in detail regarding the chikitsa chatushpada. That is, Bishak Dravyani Upastata Rogipada Chatustaya. So, even all the Bruhatrayas have given more importance to Aushadha or the Dravya. Okay. So, if we see a good quality of drug or what is the best ideal drug for the chikitsa means, as per our Shastra, Bahukalpam, Bahugunam, Sampannam, Yogyam, Aushadam, as per Acharya Vagbhata. So, any drug it may be, so it should be useful in many more kalpanas, such as it may be Swarasa Kalpana, Kalka Kalpana, Vata Kalpana, Taila, Kruta, whatever it may be. So, it should have multiple dosage forms. Okay, so Bahugunam, it should have multiple qualities to treat number of diseases. In the same way, it should be potent and it should be suitable to treat the condition. So these are the criteria for an ideal drug as per Acharya Vagbhata. In the same way, in Charaka Siddhisthana, Acharya Charaka has quoted Alpamatram Mahavegam Bahudoshaharam Sukha Lagupakam Sukha Aswadam Preenanam Vyadinasham Avikari cha Vyapattau Nati Glanikaram cha Yat Gandhavarna Rasopetam Vidya Matravat Aushadam. So already you have studied regarding these shlokas. So these are the basic qualities a drug should possess. Okay, an ideal drug should have all these qualities. Then only we will get the good result. Clear? So in continuation of the introductory part, so let us see what is the role of this drug modification or the medicine in the field of Ayurveda or in the field of treatment. See, in the present day, if we see, the pharma industry is one of the biggest industry for economic development of the whole world, isn't it? In the worldwide, it's considered as the pharmaceutical companies have considered as the economic development, means totally it is based on the pharmaceutical companies only. As you know, in today's pandemic condition also, everything is in the hand of pharmaceutical companies, because our life, the life is not so easy, isn't it? The life is not so easy for the human being without the medication. So nowadays we are experiencing this thing, isn't it? So present day we are experiencing this, that is without the medication, without the good quality of medication, without the proper modification of the proper dosage. So it is highly difficult to lead a healthy span of life. So in ancient period only, our acharyas have introduced newer dosage forms. Okay, it is not a newer thing. The modification of the dosage form is not a newer thing. So our ancient acharyas have introduced newer dosage forms at different levels, at different time periods, such as it may be Papati Kalpana, or it may be Potali Kalpanas, or it may be Kshirapaka, etc. Okay, to make a convenient and based on the condition of the patient. In those days only, our acharyas, they have invented and they have introduced newer dosage forms. Okay, so it is just like a old ghee in a new bottle. So nowadays we are modifying most of the Ayurvedic formulations into newer dosage form. It is just like a old ghee in a new bottle. Clear? See, let us see what is the kalpana, or what is the dose, or what is the dosage form. So a kalpana is a prakalpanam samskaranam itihi. As per the Acharya Chakrapani, as per Acharya Chakrapani, kalpana is, it is the processing method. Okay, it is a different processing techniques which are applied to the raw drugs to make it into a suitable dosage form. Okay, prakalpanam samskaranam. Samskaranam means samyakkaranam samskaranam. After giving proper samskara, proper processing, so a drug is made into a suitable dosage form. So that is the kalpana. Even Arunadatta has quoted kalpanam yojanam iti artha. So kalpana is it's a plan, it's a proposal of medicine preparation. So it's an outline for the preparation of different dose formation and the different medicine preparation. So basically, Ayurvedic drugs are obtained from, as you know, these are the plant origin. The sources are plant origin, or it may be animal origin, or it may be mineral origin, especially the raw drugs related with Rasa Shastra and Bhaishajya Kalpa. Clear? So let us see the definition of a drug as per Drug and Cosmetic Act of 1940. So according to Drug and the Cosmetic Act 1940, a drug includes all the medicines intended mainly for internal and external use for in the diagnosis, treatment, mitigation or prevention of diseases in women or in animals. So it's a definition as quoted in DNC Act. And the dosage form is definitely, it is defined as a physical form of any chemical entity or the chemical compound which is used as a drug or a medicine, mainly intended for administration or the consumption to treat the various conditions. Clear? The dosage form is defined as it's a physical form. Okay, we are giving different shape or different varieties of dosage forms, isn't it? It is a physical form of a chemical entity or the chemical compound used as a medicine to cure the diseases. Clear? So let us see what are the different Ayurvedic classical dosage forms. So as this session is mainly for undergraduate students, so that's what I have added these slides. So let us see what are the different Ayurvedic classical formulations. So in Ayurveda, maximum number of dosage forms are explained. As you know, in Bhaishajya Kalpana, you might be studied. So maximum number of different dosage forms have been quoted. Okay. So let us see. Few are solid dosage forms are. It may be Gugulu Kalpana, Churna or Kvata Churnas. You might be knowing Ghanavatis, Vati, Gutika and Modakas, Sattva, Masi, Vartikalpana, Dhupakalpana, and in Rasa Shastra, Parpatis are there, Pistis are there, different Kalviya Rasayogas are there, Poktalis are there, Lohas are there, Basman, Ayastratis. So these are the different solid dosage forms. Okay. So in the same way, the semi-solid dosage forms are Avalehas are there, Leha and Pakas are there, Malaharas, Upanaha, Kalka, and Anjanas. So in the same way, the last one is the liquid dosage forms. So the liquid dosage forms are, as you know, the primary preparations, Swarasa, Vata, Hemophantas, because Kalka comes under semi-solid. Paniya, Pramatya, Kshirapaka, Ushnodaka, Laksharasa, Mamsarasa, Mantha, Panaka, Arka, Sharkara, Sneha Kalpanas, that is Taila and Grutamuchanas, are the Grutakalpas, Sandhanas, that is Asvaristas, and Netra. So these are the different liquid dosage forms of classical Ayurveda preparations. Okay. In the same way, nowadays we are getting the few patented proprietary drugs in Ayurveda, such as syrups are there, ointments are there, creams are there, capsules, tablets, granules are there, confections are there, dusting powders are there, suppositories are there, and inhalers are there. Okay, these are the different dosage forms as quoted in the Ayurveda Shastra. See, generally in present situation, in present scenario, the thing is our Ayurveda, it has more global acceptance. As you know, the global level, the people are totally accepting our Ayurvedic formulations. So to fulfill the global demand, so we need to serve the medicine of genuine and good quality. So with longer shelf life. So even we have to consider these things. So these things, especially this thing, while giving a good quality of medicine, even we should concentrate on, we should not compromise on altering the basic quality of formulation or the gunas of Ayurvedic formulation. Okay, because so as I told you, everything is under the control of pharmaceutical companies. See, if we see the past scenario, of Ayurveda practice, so earlier almost all the medicines were prepared by the physicians only, the doctors only. Okay, isn't it? Physicians themselves for their patients. They used to prepare different dosage forms for their patient, depend on convenience and depend on the condition of the patient. Okay, so even those days, the physicians were well qualified, well versed in identification of the raw drug and even in method of preparation also. And they were preparing different dosage form depending on the need of the patient. Okay, depend on the need of the patient. But in present situation, in present scenario, totally physicians are involved more in only diagnosis and treatment aspects. Okay, they have forgotten the preparation of medicine and identification of the drug most of the time. Okay, and even the medicine preparation has gone in the hands of pharmaceutical industries. Okay, so in global level, as our Ayurveda formulations have got that more popularization, or the people are accepting our Ayurvedic formulation, it's our turn to give a good quality and genuine quality of medicine. See, if we see the Indian market regarding the Ayurveda medicines, so in 2018, in India, the Ayurveda market was 300 billions per year, 300 billions per year, and it is expected to reach 710.87 billions by 2024. So as per the compound annual growth rate, that is the CAGR, so the increase was around 16.6%. Okay, during the forecast period of the 2019 and 24. But because of this pandemic condition, again, it has doubled. Okay, so again, it has doubled. So that's what there is a more requirement and more need of Ayurvedic formulation. There is a more demand for Ayurvedic formulations in the global level. Clear? But for the preparation or for the modification of those, number of trial and error methods are required. Okay, number of trial and error methods, techniques are required. Okay, so here for the future advancement of Ayurveda, so here we need to give proper drug development. We should follow a standardization and scientific validation for our Ayurvedic formulations. Okay, so for the development of any drug, as per the guidelines of the CCRS, that is the Central Council for Research in Ayurveda Sciences, so we need to follow this ProForm. Okay, this pro forma. As such, for the development of any component or any extracts or any particular chemical entity in Ayurveda, so we need to follow this protocol. Okay, as such, basically we have to go for the literature survey. The literary research is must. Then formulation of hypothetical rationale. We have to make a designing. Okay, we have to make a protocol that we have to design one particular dosage form for the development. Then initiation of drug development by following quality control and quality assurance. The raw drug has to undergo each and every quality control test. Then preclinical safety study, then biological activity and stability studies are must. Okay, so this should be followed with standard protocols as per the API and AFI standards. Okay, then the development of integrated protocols for clinical trials as per the good clinical practices and traditional methods. See here, for the development of any new dosage form, it should undergo both. The clinical trial should be done in both the way as per the GCP and as per the traditional method in comparative manner. Okay, then finally a clinical trial with standard procedures and due approval from the regulatory authority. So before 8, we should get the permission from the regulatory authority. So this is a pro forma or the guidelines as per the CCRS, okay, as quoted in general guidelines for the drug development of Ayurvedic formulations. Clear? And another protocol for ASU drugs, that is the Ayurveda Siddha and Unani drug, that is for development, standardization and quality parameters for the newer dosage forms as per Central Drug Standardization Control Organization. So always standardization of raw drug, we should follow as I quoted in the previous slide. So we have to collect the detailed literary survey of the drug. It should undergo proper investigations, that is in QA labs. Then for the extraction of the chemical entity, we have to follow the standard operative procedures. Okay, different standard operative procedures are followed for the extraction, whether it may be Ayurveda formulation or whether it may be modern concept. For the extraction, it may be succinate extraction or the distillation, whatever it may be, or it may be water soluble extraction as in Kvatakalpana. Okay, we have to follow a standard SOPs. Then we have to prepare the formulation. We have to prepare the formulation with standard operative procedures only. We have to follow the step-by steps which are recommended for the standard operative procedure in connection with the raw drug collection, preservation of the raw drug, the points related with the vessel, the condition of